Hey there, friends. Today I am going to give you a real quick tutorial on how to create depth using light and shadow in acrylic painting. So I have this nice little pear here that I'm going to be using. We can see definitely the light is hitting it, right? There's some white spots and quite a bit of dark hitting it just because of where the light's coming, and it's got a nice little cast shadow, this cast shadow here, that we can also explore. So if we're looking at it, there we go. So I've picked out some colors. These are the 4 colors I'm going to use today. I have not drawn anything on my canvas. We are just going to go straight in for paint. One of the first things that I am going to do is I am going to make a rough, just a rough painting of this pear here. However big I want to put it on my canvas. And then we're going to start by filling in some of the dark spots. So I am going to just go ahead and do this green color, even though my pear is very much lighter than this green color, but that's okay. Right now we just need lines. So my pear is a little misshapen, but we're gonna make him less misshapen because we're not going for perfect today. We're going for how do we create the depth and the light that we need. So here is my pear that we are going to use. Okay, and he's got a nice little stem that comes off here, which I don't have any brown for, so his stem just may have to live like that. All right, so now that I've got my basic pear shape, I am going to switch gears and I'm going to take the blue, and the blue is going to be where all of my shading is going to be, which means I'm also going to go ahead and switch to a different brush. So like I can tell like the back end of this guy is pretty shaded from where I'm standing, and he's got a big dark spot here, and there's a bump in the center that's kind of lit up, so we'll leave that alone. Go that way. It's got lots of shading here and over here, and definitely down here. And I can even see like there's a little dimple there, and definitely more up here. And definitely some more just down here. Okay, so I have the basic areas where all the dark spots are going to live on my pear. This is kind of filled in, but not much. All right, so now I can go back to that green color that I had, and we can actually go over the top of the blue using that green color. This is where glazing also comes in handy, because if I were using a glaze right now, my green would not have totally covered up my blue. So I am adding some more blue in here just to get some of that darkness back. So another probably a question that you're having right now is, why am I using blue instead of like black or brown or whatever? And the reason for that is because black actually kind of dulls your painting up. It just kind of sucks the life out of it. I don't know how else to say that. So by using blue or like a reddish brown, and you're underpainting where your shadows are, you're actually gonna make it look quite a bit better. So plus there's not really any dark spot on this pear that would warrant a really dark black color. The darkest point on our pear is actually the stem, and the stem is, it's actually a brown color, a very reddish brown color. So other than maybe a black speck on the stem, I see no black. So we're not going that dark. All right, so now that I've got some of that, all the dark areas in there, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna add this yellow in where I want it, where I see the lighter spots of the pear. Okay, and kind of helping form the roundness of the pear this way, but also making it look a little bit more three-dimensional than it did when I started. And again, I am not going for like a beautiful replica of what that pear looks like right now. I'm just going for a pear that looks like it's not flat. Okay, and I can always go back over these dark areas as they are disappearing. I've got some areas that are for sure going away. So I'm going to come back in and I'm going to add those dark spots back in again. And it's just a process of definitely layers, lots and lots of layers. Looking kind of more like an avocado, isn't it? All those dark greens in there. Grab some white. Kind of notice that I'm also, when I'm doing my brush strokes here, I'm kind of going along with the movement of the pear to give it that pear shape as I'm creating it. I'm going round, right? I'm not making brush strokes that are up and down. I'm making brush strokes that would fit with how the pear is formed. have not washed out my brush once. I'm just going back and forth with different colors. So no need to rinse, just blend in on all the things. Starting to look a little bit more round, a little less flat. I do have some spots where there's actually white shiny spots, the spectral highlight, which is where that sun just kisses it and makes the white spot. It looks like a white spot. So kind of hopefully getting an idea of what this is, what we're doing here, this building and building and building and building. Acrylic, the paint dries pretty quickly, so trying to get it to blend all the way through is a little bit more complicated than if you are doing oil paint. So keep that in mind when you're picking your medium for whatever project you're doing. But for now, for today's purposes, this is working just fine. Kind of got a nice pear. Probably would help if I wasn't trying to get this in the middle as much. So we'll kind of make him go away. And try to revamp it a little bit here. So we've got a nice what is also probably going to help this guy is if we did our shadow, right? If we did our pear-shaped shadow off to the side, that gives us something else to kind of measure him against. We could also add darker values. So like if I went in and I added like a darker blue or a dark brown, that could definitely, I can show you that. Here is a dark brown. And we can go ahead and take him and add a little bit to our shaded spots. See how much that changes things. Does that give us more depth because we're adding that extra dark layer, that extra shadow? Try and get it a little bit less with the green here. So that definitely added quite a bit of dark element to this side. Give us more of the shading. We could use that down here too. We could bring him down here to make our pear look, or well, at least our shadow look darker. Okay. But we're seeing like how this is creating that almost three-dimensional look. Doesn't look as flat because we've gone in and we've added these things. Okay. We can go back, and now I'm going to, because I went dark brown, I'm going to go ahead and actually like clean it out so that when I come back with more yellow and more white on this side, that it will not be colored by that dark color. Okay. So definitely starting to form more light areas on our pear. Can definitely see which side the light is hitting and which side is in the dark. Okay, definitely getting that nice depth that we were looking for. Yeah, hopefully it looks great through your lens. Of course I can't see what that looks like until after I'm done recording, but we'll even go ahead and we'll add some of these nice little spectral highlights here. Should help it along a bit. All right, so that is about as 3D as I'm going to get it in this short video, but you can kind of see, you know, the variations of our colors, right? So we can definitely tell that our light is coming in from this way, and it's going to shade this whole area and create this nice little cast shadow that comes off. So you can see, you know, there's a definite difference between the one side and the other. It is definitely making it look more three-dimensional, more rounded because of the way that we have built these two sides up. All right, so happy creating. I hope you'll try something like this at home, maybe not with a pear, maybe a box or a circle or something easy for you, but give it a try. All right, until next time, keep creating.